Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shukra. So in this video we're going to be discussing fashion weeks. So we just recently had New York Fashion Week and I do believe up next is Milan Fashion Week. So we're going to get into the history, why these fashion weeks are important, and also maybe how you could attend Fashion Week too. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Okay, so we just recently finished New York Fashion Week, and as of right now, the fashion weeks that we're having in New York, Milan, Paris, London, these fashion weeks are showing the up and coming clothes for spring, summer. So to get straight to the point, I would say fashion weeks are a way for brands to kind of showcase the up and coming trends, the current trends, and what exactly to be on the lookout for and what to expect as far as fashion and style for the upcoming seasons. So a lot of people rely on these different fashion weeks to help them in the long run when it comes to the business of fashion. So a lot of business people, a lot of buyers and merchants look into these fashion weeks to see exactly what they should be putting out in their stores for the upcoming seasons. Fashion weeks, fashion shows are also a way for brands and a lot of people to kind of connect with their audience, to kind of make sure that the brand's identity, the creative director is showcasing exactly where and what is happening with the brand to enhance that connection. So for Fashion Week, for fashion shows, we have menswear and we also have women's wear. We also have haute couture, we have bridal. There are a lot of different genres and aspects that come into play when you have a fashion show, and then that kind of dictates which category you're in. And then on top of that, we have the different seasons. So fall and winter, summer and spring. Also, we can have pre-fall as well. So I would have to say, I believe in 1994, 1993, I think is when the creation of Fashion Week kind of started. And then it kind of started to branch off into, well, it started in Paris, of course, and then it started to branch off to different places like New York and Milan as well. I will say out of the Fashion Weeks, I believe that Paris and maybe Milan, I think are a little bit higher compared to New York and London. But I'm not certain about this, but this is just kind of from my perspective of what I've seen. So for Fashion Week, you're like, okay, so what goes into it? So different brands, depending on where they're located, are going to have their shows. And then their shows are not too long, like 10 to 15 minutes. And then for the number of looks, it's like 40, 30, 20 to 40 looks, not too much. And most of the time, these shows do not start on time, but it's imperative to be there because there's a lot of connections that can be made, a lot of networking that can be made, because you have celebrities, you have fashion people, iconic people who are in the fashion industry, you have businesses, you have merchants, you have buyers, you have representatives from a lot of different places. So essentially, even though normally the shows do not start on time, you should still try to get there on time because you'll be able to mingle, meet different people, and connect. So that's another aspect of Fashion Week that is important, the networking, because there are fashion shows, but then there are events afterwards, there are parties, there are socials, there are meetings taking place. This is a great way for people to get work. If you're an influencer, if you like to do things in the fashion industry and you're trying to move up, I do believe Fashion Week, getting some type of connection, some type of way in is very important. Along with knowing exactly like what the trends are going to be, what people are leaning towards, the styles, this also helps with media as well. So for the fashion magazines, newspapers, blogs, websites, campaigns, social media posts, this is vital because this helps them know what they should be putting on their feed, what they should be printing in their newspapers as well. So as you can see, the fashion weeks are central and vital to the heartbeat when it comes to fashion. Now, I was talking about how this is important for networking. So getting an invite it's who you know and it's who you are when it comes to fashion weeks. And some shows are harder to get into compared to others. Some fashion weeks are harder to break into compared to others. So there are the smaller up and coming fashion weeks like Copenhagen. I believe that is a fashion week that already took place before New York Fashion Week, and it's kind of newer, so I think it's kind of easier to maybe insert yourself into that fashion week and then move forward as you gain more connections, build more relationships into getting into like New York, or maybe try to get into London and then like New York and Paris and Milan. I will say the exclusivity that comes with the fashion weeks is a part of fashion week's brand in a sense, and there are a lot of people who are just around, like, you know, maybe New York or London during the fashion weeks just to be around there and to just take it all in. And when it comes to fashion weeks, for the most part, when you're starting off, you pay for mostly everything. You're paying for your flight, your hotel, trying to get into shows. Sometimes you're able to buy an invite, but most likely you're not going to be able to buy an invite. And when you do get invited to a show, sometimes, most of the time, they will dress you depending on who you are, which is very helpful, and it helps, like, you know, with the relationship with the brand. So that's another like aspect to think about. What you wear to these fashion shows are just as important as you just being there. Usually you should wear, you know, the fashion house, you know, the brand. You should wear the fashion house that you're going to. If you're going to a Dior show, wear Dior. If you're going to a Chanel show, wear Chanel. So that's definitely a big thing to make sure you keep in mind. And when you get loan clothes, when you're able to pick out an outfit from the brand, make sure you're getting pictures, you're getting contact, you're being seen with this clothes, with whatever it is they're lending to you. And keep in mind, all this is being lent to you. You do not get to keep it. I believe they lend it to everyone, even celebrities. They do not get to keep these pieces. They just wear them for the shows and then bring them back. So make sure when you bring it back, it's in proper condition as well, because, you know, if you're bringing something back that's not up to par of what they gave you, this isn't going to look good for you in the long run if you want to come to their next show and get lent another outfit. During fashion weeks, there's a lot of people around. Like I said, magazines, newspapers, blogs, merchants, big time companies, big time businesses, buyers, everyone is there, journalists, photographers, everyone is there. And I think one of the big things about being at Fashion Week is to have that energy that's accepting, inviting, and, you know, kind of happy, and that you are happy to be there. I think that's definitely going to attract more people to you, and with getting your picture photographed as well, because those pictures are being taken that are going to show up online. You don't know what can go viral. You don't know who could see it from the fashion house, who's going to be like, we like this, we want more of this. So definitely keep in mind with Fashion Week, you're constantly working in a sense. You should constantly be on the lookout to make sure you're doing the best you can for your own self-image and self-brand. So yes, Fashion Week does seem fun, but it is very hectic. As you guys can see from a lot of, I think, content creators, they show you a little bit of the behind the scenes and how you need to rush from show to show, and you need to change from show to show. And that also keeps in mind the weather too, because I know during New York Fashion Week it was raining for a portion of it, so you gotta keep that in mind. You have to pack accordingly. And there's traffic. When it's Fashion Week, everyone is there, so there's going to be a whole lot more traffic, so you have to keep that in mind. So there are a lot of things moving, a lot of things you have to keep in mind to make sure you don't fall behind. So like I said, Fashion Week can look fun, but it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hecticness. Just with the fashion shows that last barely 15 minutes, but they have such a big impact. And as we all know, everything we see from these fashion shows trickles down, you know, trickles down from the designers and ends up in, like, let's say TJ Maxx, you'll see something, or Kohl's, you'll see an outfit that essentially is a trickle down effect from what was seen maybe, let's say at Bottega Veneta. So it all trickles down. It's a system, a constant system. So do not think that the stores that are, you know, pretty affordable, do not look at the things from Fashion Weeks and take that into consideration of what they're gonna put out as well. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just want to give a background, some more info on these Fashion Weeks, because I know we're seeing a lot of content, a lot of pictures going on, and Fashion Weeks are in full swing. I know Milan is right here right now. I believe when I post this video, it will be Milan Fashion Week. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If this is your first time watching, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and come back for more videos. And also please make sure to hit the like button as well. Bye.